have concentrated population within the circle? Or will human adaptability and technological innovation allow these dense population centers to maintain their resilience despite escalating environmental threats? The evidence suggests that while individual communities may relocate following catastrophic events, the broader population distribution patterns will likely persist with some internal adjustments. Rather than abandoning vulnerable regions entirely, populations tend to modify settlement patterns within those regions, building higher, constructing more robust infrastructure, or shifting slightly to less exposed locations while maintaining access to the same geographic advantages. This adaptive response creates a moving equilibrium where population concentrations shift incrementally in response to changing environmental conditions while maintaining the overall pattern of density within the circle. The economic momentum, established infrastructure, social networks, and cultural attachments found in these regions create powerful incentives to adapt in place rather than relocate entirely. Future trends. Will the circle hold? This adaptive equilibrium we've observed might soon face its greatest test. While populations have incrementally adjusted to environmental changes throughout history, an unprecedented transformation is underway that could fundamentally alter the habitability of the Asian population circle itself. The climate foundations that have supported billions of lives for millennia are beginning to shift in ways that may redraw humanity's geographic distribution. Northern latitudes are warming at approximately twice the rate of a global average, creating a remarkable geographic paradox. Regions like Siberia, historically too hostile for large-scale human habitation, are gradually becoming more temperate. As permafrost thaws across vast stretches of northern Asia, new land potentially suitable for agriculture and settlement is emerging where humans have never established significant population centers before. This northern warming presents both opportunity and crisis. The thawing permafrost could theoretically open new frontiers for human expansion, but this same process triggers a dangerous climate feedback loop. As frozen soils melt, they release additional greenhouse gases, accelerating warming further. Infrastructure built atop permanently frozen ground now faces collapse, as their foundation literally melts away. At the heart of our population circle, humanity stands at a crossroads. The Hindu Kush Himalayan glaciers, Asia's water towers, are melting at an alarming rate. These massive ice repositories feed the river systems that sustain hundreds of millions of lives throughout South and East Asia. Current projections indicate a temporary increase in water availability as glaciers melt more rapidly, potentially continuing until around 2050. But this apparent abundance masks a grim future. Once these glaciers substantially diminish, the water security that enabled civilization to flourish across this region will be permanently compromised. This transformation extends beyond water availability. Changes in temperature and precipitation are altering disease vectors across the region. Malaria and dengue fever, once confined to specific elevation ranges, are projected to become more prevalent across subtropical Asian regions as warming temperatures allow disease-carrying insects to expand their territory. Simultaneously, urbanization continues at an extraordinary pace. By 2026, over half of Asia's population will reside in cities, a fundamental reorganization of how people relate to their geography. Rural to urban migration, combined with reclassification of formerly rural areas, is creating unprecedented population densities. This urban transformation brings challenges with sprawl, congestion, infrastructure inadequacy, unemployment, and informal settlements. If not properly managed, these issues could potentially limit Asia's economic development. The fastest urban growth isn't occurring in established megacities, but in secondary urban centers across Indonesia, the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam, creating new population nodes within the traditional circle. While urban centers densify, technological innovation offers countervailing possibilities. Precision agriculture represents one of the most promising developments. Using GPS guidance, Internet of Things sensors, and sophisticated data analytics, farmers can monitor crop health, soil conditions, and weather patterns in real time. These innovations allow for productive farming in previously marginal lands where traditional agricultural methods were economically unviable. This technological revolution stems from necessity. Growing labor shortages in developed agricultural regions, combined with the need to optimize water and fertilizer, are accelerating adoption. Precision farming tools could expand the geographic range where productive agriculture is possible, allowing populations to spread beyond the traditional fertile zones that have anchored the Asian population circle for millennia. However, climate projections for key agricultural regions present troubling scenarios. The North China Plain, one of the world's most productive agricultural areas, faces worsening heat stress in coming decades. The combination of high temperatures and humidity, exacerbated by widespread irrigation, creates conditions where agricultural laborers may physically be unable to work outdoors during peak summer periods by century's end. Under high-emission scenarios, these outdoor working conditions could exceed human physiological limits, making traditional farming practices impossible without significant technological intervention. These agricultural challenges will cascade through economic systems. Reduced productivity typically leads to rising food prices, with disproportionate impacts on low-income households. This economic pressure could intensify poverty and hunger in vulnerable regions, potentially triggering new migration patterns as people seek more livable conditions. The demographic implications are profound. While the traditional advantages of the Asian population circle